phone glitch happening, but I'm assuming he will be hopping right back in here. And there he is. So Marc Beilin is the Mark behind On the Mark TV. And I know we have a second guest joining us as well, but I think first up, I'm going to bring Mark in to remind us who this great guy is. He's an ambassador here as well. And we have Maureen joining us, but I'm going to let Mark do that introduction because he will be able to do much more justice to all the amazing contributions she's making as well. So Mark, come on in and say hello. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Marc Beilin, CEO of On the Mark. That's MARC TV. Thank you for having me. Brian, Sue, it's always a pleasure to be here with PDH, Project DieHard. God bless our veterans. God bless the USA.
Awesome. So remind us a little bit more here On the Mark TV. What is it that you have going on? And then if you could be so kind as to bring in our other guests.
Well, the other guest is going to be Maureen Cooper, and I have to give her props before I even talk about myself, because if there wasn't a Maureen Cooper and a Kurt Roscoff, there would be no On the Mark TV. Luckily, Kurt Roscoff, the other half of this Sue Roscoff combination, is I call him the beacon of light. And what happened was I got lucky enough to meet him online, and we met each other before, but then when I went online, I met Mr. Roscoff, and he introduced me to a gentleman named Robert Butwin, who introduced me to Eric Zuli. And then they introduced me to Orange Swami, the cowboy, and then introduced me to Maureen Cooper. And on that day, it changed my life because I found out that those two didn't like each other very much at the time. So I brought back the mission. I found the mission just like Brian does. And the mission was to bring back the greatest people in television. And that was Maureen Cooper, the content queen, and Eric Zuli, the hype, the man behind the Easy Way. So I connected them two, and the collaboration was born. We brought in Anthony Sardelli. So Maureen Cooper is what I call the godmother of streaming television. She has been buying content for the past 25 years, since 1996 or longer. She helped build Roku. She helped build hundreds of channels. She created content for HBO for many years and Showtime and everywhere you think of. And but the biggest thing she's done is she helped channels that had no content and made them visible, made them matter. Okay. And one of the channels she helped build was Whale TV, who's 400 brands of television, and she helped build many channels. And because of that, that gives the opportunity of On the Mark TV to be on all those networks. So right now, On the Mark TV, because of Maureen Cooper, is now streaming amongst 500 million devices across the globe, including Roku, which I've now become #1 because of Maureen, because of her content. We're able to, now she built my channel. And for the first time in 25 years, I am the #1 channel on Roku and recognizes that. And now I'm also with Streaming Pulse. I'm with Whale TV. And now she just put me on a channel called Aria, which is 263 million people in Nigeria. We're on 400 brands of television across 4 continents. We're on African in Francophones, and most people don't even know what those are, but it's how most of the African countries get internet. And I'm on those channels. I'm on those too. So it gives me the opportunity to spread the word, spread the mission, and share what Brian Gibson is doing here, and not only what Brian does, and what Project DieHard, and also the Disability Channel, and also the other people that we partner with. So without further ado, let me bring the godmother of streaming television, the one, the only, Miss Maureen Cooper.
Excellent. Well, hello. I don't think my camera is working, but
yeah, sure. I call you godmother of streaming television. You can't even use your camera.
That's me. Well, this is a different platform, my friend.
No, I know it's brand new. You just have to click the little icon.
This little icon, clicky.
That looks like a camera. That looks like a video recorder.
Nothing's happening. Click, 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 click. Okay.
It's all good.
Well, let me tell you something about Maureen before she even gets on here. So Maureen, when she was younger, she had a disease, a disability, all right, that caused her not to start school till she was in the 4th grade. And then later on, through resilience and strength, she became a bodybuilder and a statewide championship in bodybuilding. She also graduated from Boise State and became very successful. And she worked in New York and all over, lived in Idaho, different places, born and raised in Brooklyn. And then one day, when she was about in her probably 50s, she was sitting home, married, and doing things, building television channels with her daughter, Priscilla Holyfield. And one day her arm stopped working. Then her left arm stopped working. Then her right leg stopped. And she created this disease called GBT. And it's very rare that anybody gets this. And it's complete paralysis. So for 8 years, Maureen was laid up in bed, and she still was able to build television channels, okay, and literally just work on a laptop. So that's why. So she, like, by the grace of God, by God's will, you know, she was able to get some parts of her body back, and now her feet are still paralysis. But then, I mean, she's got, you know, and all that, you know, problems with your body and all the things that your body goes through, during all the trauma, you know, she still has issues. And so it's amazing. And then she fell and broke her arm. So she's been building my channel for the last 90 days with basically disabilities and broken arms. So imagine when she gets her cast on December 26th, what's about to happen. So I can tell you for a fact, if this lady can do what she did with the one arm, and I'm talking about she programs hundreds of channels. If she can do this with one arm, God, you have no idea what's about to happen when she has two.
Wow, Mark, thank you so much. That was I mean, I feel like I really fit in with this name, DieHard.
Yeah, well, stick around, okay, kid?
I have a great passion for what this is about. First I'll kind of explain the passion of, what we're doing now, and why, fast channels, people are, streaming channels. They were doing great. They had a large playing field, and there was plenty of growth space. But then the conglomerates trying to catch up, with Netflix and, Disney and Hulu, and, you can't compete with them. And when they finally, realize that this streaming business is, where it's at, the growth space got smaller. However, with fast channels, which are, what are they defined as? Just channels that are ad-based, they're streaming, they're potentially, for people that like linear, and they like to choose, because fast channels make it easier when you're giving them the program schedule. You make out the schedule, you make the decisions, so they can just kind of relax, turn on the channel. And if you don't have a lot of ads that are just, interrupting all the time, it's really a decent, atmosphere. And with that, performing in that sense, because you're not greedy, you're not saying, well, this is $24 to watch our channel, and you get this, this, and that. We offer, like Mark, he has, his Roku app, which is, available to whatever. It's like 87 million subscribers now. And he offers, like 100 movies, 10 different genres, if they want to choose something, just like Netflix. And then, if a movie's not being viewed or something, we just switch it out. And then we have the linear channels, not really niche, but network prime time. You have family, you have the kids, you have some action urban, and then you have sports and specialty stuff like Mark's. And that gives them, a very a good feeling that they'll come back, and they'll keep coming back, because you don't count the downloads, you count the visibility hours, because that's what really, you want to. If you don't get your message out, then the advertisers don't get their message out either. So that's why having a large library really helps, because you can reuse these over and over again as long as you know, keep them rotating, refreshing them, and, you know, providing, you know, something that people like to watch. And it just, you know, that's kind of it. It's not, we didn't really create something like invent the wheel. We just had a good timing with it because, you know, we were preparing for something that we didn't really know was going to happen. And we just kept going along and building.